one. Woo. Welcome everybody to this Soul and Social. My name is Tara, and today's a really fun day. I have a surprise guest co-host joining us and a fabulous guest. I'm going to introduce them both here. So Renee can't be here today, so I'm joined by Lana Gunderson. You may have caught her on this Soul and Social before. I think it's like episode 6. So of course you can go back and check that out to learn more about her. But today we are blessed with the fabulous Jane Lorenz. She's joining us all the way from New York. You're in New York right now, right?
That's right, yes.
Yes. I'm just going to introduce Jane. She's an intuitive empowerment coach, business strategist, and publisher. She loves helping women showcase their brilliance and create a lifestyle they desire. Her publishing company, Kismet Books, helps aspiring authors publish and monetize their bestsellers so they can share their message, stand out amongst their peers, and attract their audience authentically. Jane lives on Long Island with her husband, her 2 kids, and enjoys listening to music, hanging out at the beach, and drinking cocktails, sometimes at the same time. Welcome, lady. I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you, Lana, for being the guest co-host today. And hello, Canada. Hello, everyone watching wherever you are in the world.
Hi.
I love it.
Comment below and tell us where you're from.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I love that. Yeah.
So I'm just going to chat for 1 second here. I know Jane. I've known her for a couple years now.
Right.
And we've got some really exciting things to talk about. This is our first live we've done. We've done an interview before, but it was a while ago. When I met this lady, she was doing a summit with Jack Canfield as the headliner. She's like Bob Proctor in a summit. Like, she's done so many amazing things. She's designed an apron line, coat like you, and now you have a publishing company.
Yes. Oh my gosh. What a ride. I know. Like, who knew? But it's just so exciting, and the opportunities present themselves, and I just go for it. And that's really the secret, honestly. Just saying yes, getting out of your head, getting out of your way, and, trying to figure out, like, starting a publishing company, like, how much is that going to cost? But it's like, you just get started and the rest just falls into place, Yeah.
Hi, Harley from Quebec.
Hello.
Montreal. Thanks for joining us.
And that's amazing advice, Jane. I mean, I'm a business owner too, and Tara as well. So a lot of times people just get in their heads that 6 inches between here that causes them not to step out of their comfort zone. And I mean, you're just an inspiration to a lot of people for all the things and successes that you've had. So,
oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, it's a journey, it's a journey. I don't really see it as like there being like an end, it's not like I'm trying to cross any kind of finish line. I'm just in the moment. And that has really been a key factor in whatever we consider success. For everyone, it's different. Right. Yeah. And it's just a matter of, like, as long as you're happy, as long as, you enjoy what you're doing in your business and in your personal life, then keep doing it. And when the day comes that you wake up and you're not happy, then make some changes.
Exactly.
I mean, it sounds so easy and it is simple, but it's not always easy. But we make it a lot more complicated based on our limiting beliefs and all those thoughts, like you said, right here in this little space right there.
So
it's about mastering that. Exactly.
Yeah.
So Jane, would you, just because I know there's probably a lot of people that haven't heard our interview before and maybe viewers that don't know you as well as I do, maybe you could give us just a little kind of summary of your journey and then how we got to this point where now you're opening, you've got a publishing company and you're helping people write books. I'm so... We've talked for so long, so I'm just like, I'm being excited about this.
Oh my gosh, it's the craziest thing because the group book is coming out any day now, so you guys will be one of the first ones to know. I promise I'll let you know as soon as it's live, and I would love for you to get your hands on it because I am the editor and publisher of that group book. I brought together 8 incredible women, and their stories are like mini action movies. I mean, they're just like edge of your seat with like suspense, and it's just like, it's not your average, personal development book. And then just to see the courage that it took for them to get to the other side. And now they're living a life that is just beyond anything that they had even thought possible for themselves, and it's just such an honor to be part of that. And, I'm sitting here editing the book a couple of weeks ago, and it just felt so natural, like I'd been doing it my whole life. And I actually had a thought, I'm being completely transparent. I actually had a thought, like, who are you? Like, it's as if I was born editing and putting this thing together, and it just came so naturally. And that's just how I know that it's just coming from within, and I was meant to do this. And that's part of why I called my company Kismet Books, because Kismet, fate, destiny, and things that you walk away from, and then years, decades later, they come back and they cross your path again, and you can't help but stop and think to yourself, like, oh my goodness, like it was meant to be from the start. And just having faith and, just being in that. So very briefly, there was a time in my life I had been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and I fought really hard to regain my health. I combined Western medicine with more traditional, Eastern traditional medicine, such as acupuncture, and then doing meditation. And I was able to wean myself off of all the heavy meds, and I was able to put myself in remission. And now I don't even consider myself that I have it. Like, it's gone. I just, it's completely gone. And I regained my health, and I was able to be the mom and the wife and the employee like I had always been, like I had always grown up wanting to be, because that was just the track that I was on. And, I was lucky enough to do that. I was so blessed. And, but in 2007, the economy tanked in Florida, where I was living at the time, and then globally, right after that. And I found myself out of work again. And it triggered, that fear, the emotional, the physical, and the financial difficulties. And I just remember waiting for something to change, waiting for someone to come along and make the changes so that the economy would rebound, so that they would bring these jobs back, so that I could go back to work and it would solve all my problems, But I learned the hard way. Nobody was coming. And so it just happened to be that, I would just lay on my bed. I would put the kids on the bus in the morning, even though I was just exhausted on every level, mental and physical. It triggered, again, my flare-ups. And but the only reason why I put them on the bus, because the alternative would be they'd be home with me all day, and I just couldn't handle that. So I made it my mission. That was like the only thing I had to do all day, was get those 2 kids on the bus, and then the rest would work itself out. And I would just literally lay on my bed and watch the ceiling fan just spin round and round and round. Just, that's how I spent my days.
Wow.
And then by luck, I was my accountant sent me an email talking about this woman, Karen Parker Curry, that does human design. And I was like, what is this, And so I clicked on that link, and I listened to what Karen was talking about, doing your chart. I'm a manifesting generator, in case anybody watching does human design. And it just was so fascinating. It was talking about, like, just, energy and things that I had never really heard anyone talk about before. So I joined Karen's mailing list. So then when she was on a telesummit, I opted in for that. I opted in to watch, to listen. And it opened up a world that, like I said, I never even knew existed out there. There were all these incredible healers like Julie Renee Doring and Lisa Barnett talking about Akashic Records. And then it just started me on this path that, long story short, I ended up being a telesummit host and producer, and I ended up having them as guests on my show, and it just blew my mind how, a few years before, like 1 or 2 really, I was a listener. I was just a fan, and now here we are collaborating. And so ever since then, it's just been one amazing opportunity and event after the other. And, like I said, I keep going. So then I started my coaching business, and then I was part of a group book. And I thought to myself, one day I'd like to put together a group book as well. And so when I reached out to someone to explore my options, she's like, why don't we do this? Why don't we just set you up with your own publishing house? And I was like, wait, what is happening? Like it wasn't even anything that I'd been, but it's true. It's like when you're, it's like this, it's like you're going like this and you just intersect, and I can't put it into words to explain it, but it was just the right place at the right time. And I guess I was ready. And like I said, it's like I've been doing this my whole life, and I'm so excited. The first book's coming out, and then I have a few solo authors with their own individual book coming out shortly after that this summer as well. So it's just so much fun. Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Thanks.
Exciting. So, just going back, I heard you say your accountant sent you something by luck. And I mean, with all the work you've done, I mean, I've learned that nothing comes by luck, right?
Exactly.
There's opportunities presented to us all the time. It's just if you're aware of it, right? And open to it, right?
Exactly. And she was a new accountant referred by a friend, and she just happened to be an affiliate. I mean, for this other woman that had nothing to do with her being an accountant. She was just like an additional income stream for her, which was just so random. But like you said, yeah, there's nothing random, right? There's nothing random.
No, exactly.
I love
it. I love it. So Jane, could you tell us a little bit about, like, I've had the opportunity to collaborate in a couple books now that hit bestsellers, and I've experienced the benefits of doing so. Can you tell us a little bit about, I know, because someone, you've been in this industry so much longer than I have. How could you tell us a little bit more about what that does for coaches and for people to be able to be part of a book and be an author?
Yes. Well, the word authority has the author right in it, right? Author authority. And I call it authentic authority. It's not these, marketing gurus out there that are shouting like, make $10,000 in 24 hours, or, like all these gimmicks that they have out there. This is for the online business owner, whether you're a coach or a healer or a creative in whatever way, that really is leading with their heart, right? And they want to share their gifts, the things that come so naturally to them. And it's about standing out in the most authentic way possible. So just, shining your light, just going within and just being you and shining your light and having that radiate and attract your audience, your community, and your clients to you without having to shout it from the rooftops, which, that's great too. But it's like, for me, it's just, like I said, authentic authority in the sense that it sets you up as an expert. It sets you up as someone that is not just a fly by night. And so, instant credibility, I guess, is one thing that it helps establish. And like I said, it also elevates you to a point where people look at you with a little bit more respect. And so you're able to command higher fees and just, I think it's just like an elevator to the top as opposed to taking the stairs, but like I said, doing it authentically from your heart and not ego.
That's a really good point too. I love that you said that, because it's what's the intention behind it. And it's fly by night. Like it's a process to go through the writing experience, and it does take time. So I know from my experience, our projects lasted about 9-10 months. So, you're invested when you're involved in them, because there's a lot of deadlines and revisions and, a lot of things you have to go through, as well as coaching and stuff. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I love that you said that, because it's definitely a commitment. You're not just showing up one day and not the next day.
Right. And it's, and there's a lot of, with the advent of self-publishing, it's made it a lot more accessible for authors to become published. But at the same time, my company is known as mid-tier. So it's not a traditional, big, like Random House company, but it's not self-publishing. It's somewhere in the middle. And what we do is create the #1 bestseller campaign. So I can't guarantee that your book will go to #1, but it will hit top 10. Now, you might say like, oh, you can play with the algorithm on Amazon and have it become a bestseller, or, every book is a bestseller. Like, it's so easy for a book to be a bestseller. Well, then if it was that easy, then why isn't every book a bestseller? #1. And then #2, again, the authentic authority. So it's not just about tweaking the algorithm. It's legitimately selling enough books in a day to be a bestseller in your category, not just some obscure category like animal husbandry. You know what I mean? Like, it's in personal development. It's in your niche. I mean, come on. But there's, haters are going to hate, right? So what we do is just rise above that and just, go our own way. And then what I also do is I include my business strategy techniques with them for the authors, so they're able to grow or even launch their online business, by being in my community, so that they're able to add, thousands of dollars to their bottom line, and not just nickels and dimes from book sales, or teaching you how to sell your book and, buy your book and at wholesale and then sell it and then, make $5 profit. Well, let me ask you, how many books at $5 do you need to sell in order to just pay for your cell phone bill every month? And then to do it over and over again every freaking month. I mean, give me a break, right? So it's just a beautiful blend of both worlds. And I think that's what's making my program so popular.
It sounds juicy.
Yeah.
You would know, Tara.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So how many books have you published? Sorry, I might have missed that already.
I have 4 coming up.
4 coming up.
4.
Wow.
Yeah, I just started in October. And and in 3 months I had all my authors. And so by January, and I've just been compiling all the chapters and going through all the manuscripts, and now we're ready to launch. So I have June, July, August, and September.
Wow.
And then I'm already filling book 2, and that's going to come out in October. So next thing you know, it's Christmas.
And you're still doing the coaching on the
it goes side by side, so like my one author, she within the first month of working together, she enrolled 3 clients. And so she's just been, building and growing her audience. She's launching a group program shortly. She's on vacation right now. The book hasn't even come out yet. And she already made, pretty much, in the first month, she made back like half of her investment from being in the group book. So,
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And is it women strictly, or have you worked with men coaching as well?
It's mainly women. I don't discriminate.
Yeah. But, well, no, there's no discrimination there. We're a different gender, right? And I mean,
it's just who I'm attracting right now. Yeah, exactly.
You're a mom of 2. How old are your kids?
Yeah, they're big now. My son is 17. My daughter's 21. So they're like adults. Yeah.
So are they a part of like everything you've been doing, or?
They've been a part of it from day one. And it's funny because they don't really, like in the beginning, they really didn't know what telesummits were or what really coaching is. They just think I'm on the phone all day. They had no clue. And I mean, I could tell you stories about, like, I'd be interviewing, on a live call, and there's my daughter, like, taking my wallet. I remember doing a summit once in the summer, and they were both home and they were both hungry, and I'd been on the phone all day, hosting a summit. And, she's like, I felt like I was being mugged. She took my wallet, the keys, and I'm sitting there like, where are you going? And I can't, and I'm like, oh, tell me more. And I hit mute, and I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like yelling, and then like, we're hungry, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, fine, go get food. And then I'm like, oh, that's fascinating. Come back on the call. I mean, I could write a book just on that part of my journey,
I think we all can. I'm so happy for my new building and my office, because I could have stayed home and worked at my home office, but the kids no matter if there's a sitter there or not, or their dad's home, they always have to come to mom for something.
Oh
right?
my gosh.
So,
And if it's not kids, it's a pet. I've had cats jump on me, and it's crazy. I'm in my office space now. I got an office space. I started out on my dining room table, and it was just like I had paper like on my desk, and then my dining room table, and then it was going into the living room, and then it was crazy. And if I put it away, out of sight, out of mind, and I just my company was growing. I can't
yeah.
keep all that stuff compartmentalized, and it's not fair to my family anymore, to take over all that space. And I'm just like, it's time to, go legit. Really, that's what I keep calling it. I'm like legit now. I have an office.
That sounds like me. I'm legit. I'm
Yes.
just moving into my office.
Yay.
But
I
it's
love
so
it.
true. We do what we have to, right? To work from
to
home.
get started. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
and I mean, a lot of women can probably attest to what you're saying is and relate. There's Jessica. It looks
Yes,
like
Jessica. Oh, I
that's
wouldn't
what
have
I
it any
like.
other way either. I love it. I love
And
it.
from a mom perspective, it's like my husband, when he's on the phone, he can just walk away and completely ignore everything, right?
Oh my gosh, exactly. And it's funny because one day, one day I was going to be interviewed live on video, and my desktop computer decided to do a Windows update. And so here I am pushing up on the deadline, kind of like, tonight with us, and it's still not coming on board. So I grab my iPad and I'm messaging the host, and I'm like, oh my, I'm trying to just put out the fire. So I grab my iPad, and the only spot I could hang my iPad was on the window ledge in my bedroom. And so I'm sitting on my bed, and I put it on my window ledge. Now, my husband comes home from work, but I got to tell you, so what happened was he goes in and he takes a shower, and then he comes behind me like this to get but he had his boxers on, but the woman, all she saw was his bare chest. And so I had I was like tunnel vision, and all of a sudden she's like, Jane, there's a naked man behind you. And I was like, I'm gonna kill him. So there's no naked man.
There's no
chance. No. Zero chance of naked
Not in your house,
man behind me. Yes, I made sure
We're
of that.
nude free today.
I was dying. I'm like, oh my god, and he's like, I didn't know. I'm like, oh, it was just crazy. But yeah, so never a dull moment.
But that's what creates our journey, right?
I love it. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, life's too short to take it so seriously, and honestly, it'd be so boring if I wouldn't have any stories to tell.
Oh my gosh, I'm like bursting. I was bursting out laughing. I had to like move. I had to be like off camera because I
was dying. Oh my, you think I'm red now? Forget it. It was like.
Jane, can you tell us a little bit about, because like as you talked about, you used to do hosting telesummits, how that aspect of that speaking goes along so well with the book when you have the opportunity to combine the two from your experience?
Sure.
You got to meet with some, like you talked to Jack Canfield.
Right? Oh my God.
Hello.
Such a crush on him. Oh my God, such a crush on him. And it was so funny because when I put his name on my calendar, I instinctively put a heart on it, like around his name. And my husband was dying.
I remember this.
Do you remember me telling you that?
Yes, you have to tell the story. Yeah.
Such a crush on him. And it was a pre-recorded interview because I just couldn't do it live. I just knew. And he was just amazing, and we laughed, and I loved the way he would say my name. I mean, like, I literally fell in love with him. It's just like such a girl crush. And then like speaking, people, have the impression, like, or at least I used to, and a lot of people that I connect with have this same belief that speaking, being a speaker is someone that speaks from a stage in front of a live audience. But what we're doing here right now, we're speakers, hosting, like, for all we know, it could just be the three of us here with this camera, right? So, but it's like, it's part of speaking. And so for me, it's always been just getting clear on my message, getting clear on, who I am, what I do, and what I love to do with who I love to do it with, just my ideal client. And as I've grown and evolved, so has my business and my ideal client as well, So the speaking part going hand in hand with the book, it's a way to memorialize your mission, your purpose, your why, what it is that you do and how you help others. And it goes beyond a marketing tool, like some people call like having a book a marketing tool. Like, yeah, it is, but it makes it sound like a business card. It's so much more than just a business card, and it's that validation, and it's, like I said, that authentic authority that it's like I put time and effort into sharing my message, and now, and made an investment. It's like I'm here to play ball. I'm in it for the long haul.
Yeah. Well, and I love that you talked about authenticity, because that's one of the things I think I appreciated about the experience was really, it's almost like a healing process. And I'm sure you probably witnessed that with a lot of your authors that you worked with, that when you write and you write down these stories, it's another level of healing, another layer that kind of gets peeled off of these different experiences that we've gone through in our journey.
Yes, it really is. Yeah. And, and it's interesting too, because, like my husband said, victims don't write books. I mean, think about it, right? What book have you written, like especially personal development or self-help, that didn't have the hero's journey, right? The catalyst, the journey and the transformation. Like they have to get to the transformation in order to then have, the strength really and the wisdom to talk about what they've just experienced and how they've made it through to the other side. So you would think that as you start to write your book or even a chapter, you've come out to the other side. But yeah, like you said, Tara, there's another layer of healing. And that's because it's like constantly evolving. So that is actually one of the things that stops a lot of aspiring authors from writing their book or even a chapter, because they feel like, they're not done yet. So they're waiting until they're done, right? But like I said before, it's like there's no finish line. When you're done is the day you're dead. And so what are you going to do then, right? So so you write for now, and then you write more. Like you, Tara, you've been in several books now. So right? It's like you've evolved, and so now you have another story to tell. And in living, you have another experience, and so then you go through another transformation, and then you have another journey that you can share with people.
I love it.
Like the saying, if you're not growing, you're dying, right? So people don't realize we're growing every day, and they might not even realize that it's the people who work in self-development, like yourself and Tara and myself, that realize we're growing and changing every day, and everybody else just kind of feels like, I'm just going to work, doing my 9 to 5, coming home in a rut, right? But
yeah. And even as an entrepreneur, I've fallen into ruts. For me, it's about getting my head out of the equation. So it's like, I need to finish this, and then I'll go on to that. And then, the universe comes along. It's like, no, you're ready to go now. It's like, okay. And just not resist that change. That's the difference. They call them quantum leaps, and so there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's like dog years, right? It's not like, how dogs in 1 year they can grow 4 years worth, and then in another year they do like 8 years. Like that's how I feel like I'm like living a dog's life, honestly. There are some years that I feel like I gained 10 years, and then there are other years that I'm just like, I'm still here, like I'm still stuck at this number, I haven't made any progress.
What a great analogy. I've never heard that before. Total sense.
Thank you.
And that's the being like kind to yourself, really, really tapping into recognizing the journey itself, that it's not always going to feel like rainbows and butterflies, even though you might want it to. There's those other kind of ugly parts where it gets ugly before it gets elegant.
Ooh, I love that. I like that a lot. That's really interesting. I love that.
So Jay, are you able to give us a little bit of an idea or a little bit of a visualization of what the process is to work with you for publishing a book?
Oh, I
Or what
would
people
love
could
to.
expect, like that kind of thing?
Yeah, sure. So I do a 6-month time frame, but again, every author's different. With the group book, I'm trying to keep it into like a 6-month frame. But with the solo authors, give them that, because they are growing and evolving. And it's funny because my one author, what she thought was the finale is now actually another pivotal point of, so it's like the middle again. It's like she thought it went from beginning to end, but now the end is the middle, and now she's gone through another transformation. So so basically with the group book, it's fleshing out your chapter. I help you put together a signature talk that complements your chapter, to come up with the chapter title, the signature talk title, help you put together a lead magnet, something to give your audience a sample of what it is that you do, whether it's an audio meditation or a PDF or cheat sheet, whatever it is. And then, teach you the organic marketing strategy to go out there and start sharing your message. And by organic, I mean without having to spend any more money out of pocket, because I've been in coaching programs where it's like, oh, it's $10,000 for this, but now you have to go get that system and implement that strategy for, $2,000 here, $4,000. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is nuts. Had I known, I would have never done that. So it's the organic strategy that I've used from the beginning, and I continue to use because it works. And like I said, my clients are just enrolling their own clients while they're writing the chapter. And then what else? I also do the social media campaign, the marketing for the launch day, and then the graphics and copy for you to promote it. And and then I also interview them for my summit, for my speaker series. So if you go to yourinnerevolution.com, you'll see the authors that are in the group book and some of the solo authors as well, how I interviewed them. So we go through that process of being a guest on a show. So with that, then I connect them to other hosts that are looking for guests, and giving them the opportunity to continue to market and promote themselves, their business, and then the book too, if they'd like.
I love it.
Thank you. Yes, I'm so proud of it. I love it.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited
Thank
for you.
you.
You mentioned. Oh, go ahead, Lana. No, go ahead.
Jane, you just light up when you talk about it. I mean,
Thank
so you can
you.
tell it's something you're passionate about, right?
Yes, so passionate. I love it. It doesn't even feel like work. It really doesn't. If anything, it's a commitment. And it's like parenting, right? It's not a 9 to 5. You don't have, you don't punch a clock. You're just always on duty, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
some days it feels really heavy work, and then other days it's play. And it's just I love it. It's being in the zone. Excuse me, another fire truck's going by. I'm sorry about that.
That's all good.
So
Well,
yeah.
and one of the things I love the most about your journey, and you kind of were talking a little bit about the kitchen table, is I remember you talking about, it was like, what is it again? You had a whole thing about from your kitchen table, like
Oh
when you
yes.
started.
Yeah, remember that? How to rule the world from your dining room table. Yes, I put together a PDF just sharing my journey on how I got started, and and the mindset work that I did to keep going, really. Yeah. I love it.
I think it's so cool. You talked
Yeah,
about going to the dining room table and like you say, just starting there, and then look at you now. You've had a design line coaching, Mrs. Publishing.
oh my God.
I love it.
I love it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I'd be more than happy to share all these resources that I'm rattling off. So let me know how I can, share them with you, Tara, so that you could share with whoever is interested. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we've had a little like wink, wink talk. The three about some behind the scenes stuff that might be going on. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I promised everyone I would share the one thing that has helped me. When, like we were talking about, when you fall into a rut, and it's not about, hiring another coach or joining another program. I mean, sometimes, that could be the solution. But before you do that, I want you to go within and take a really good look at what do you love to do? What is it that you really love to do? What do you enjoy doing the most? And then do that. And then take inventory of what you already know, right? And really, really be honest with yourself and ask yourself, like, did I implement all those things that I've learned? Because a lot of times you have the strategy, but you're not implementing. And instead of looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, well, I didn't implement, of course, that's why I'm not getting results. It's like, no, like that program was a waste of time and money. I'm going to go dump money over here and hire this coach to teach me that strategy. And that's all fine and good, like I said, but until you implement that strategy, you're just going to keep repeating the same process over and over again. Yeah. So, I interviewed this guy once for my summit. His name is Joe Amoya, and his tagline is like, I can't do your push-ups for you. And he's right. Right? That's what it comes down to. I can't do your push-ups for you. And here's the thing. That's what I was looking for. I was going from program to program, coach to coach, looking for someone to do those push-ups for me to avoid doing the work, to avoid implementing.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's do some
so
push-ups.
That's what we're doing.
We're doing some push-ups.
So you gotta go in there and you gotta work it. And just have fun with it. And if it's not working, then find another way to make it work. Go have fun. So for me, I started out doing, card readings, and I love incorporating just energy healing with the chakras and everything. Do I want to be a professional card reader? No. Do I want to be known as the chakra girl? No. But it's an added bonus that I'm able to bring to the table for my clients. And so when I found myself lost, last year, I was like, you know what? I got to get out of my head, go back into my heart, do what I love to do. Started doing card pulls. I started, teaching this freebie that I have, the 7 Traits of a Divinely Empowered Woman. And I go through the chakras from the root to the crown and signs of it being out of alignment and how to get it into alignment and some of the symptoms that may be going on in your life to show you, that you're out of alignment. And I just had so much fun. There was no agenda. There was no call to action. I wasn't enrolling anybody into anything. I was just sharing. And then within weeks, I had a full coaching program again, and I just started doing, more business coaching. At first I was just doing empowerment coaching, mindset coaching. And that's when I started incorporating more business coaching. And then it was, I think, a month after that was when I met my mentor that has now helped me launch my own publishing company. So yeah.
That is so exciting. I love it. Okay.
You.
We do our customary chair dance. We're supposed to wiggle.
You're so
wiggle,
adorable.
Lana. Wiggle, Lana. Wiggle, Lana. You didn't get to do.
She's too cute. I'm glistening here. They turned the AC off at 5:00 here. And it's like after is it 7 yet? No, yeah. So I'm like, ooh, it's catching up.
I love it. I love it all.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
I forgot to mention that because yes, you do. I'm in your group. You do pull card readings, and Jane does amazing. She does amazing with her card readings. I love when she does that.
Ooh, I'm going to be doing more. As soon as I ship these books off to the interior designer, then I'll have some breathing room, and then I'll have more fun. Yes. Yeah, because you can see I'm working so hard right now. It's such a boring life I live. Work all the time.
It's rolling on the social, in the afternoon.
That's right.
That's what Random Thursdays are all about.
I love it.
Well, oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing all of this amazingness with us. And
thank you.
Juicy nuggets and tidbits and stuff.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it has been amazing. Obviously, I'll put the links and stuff like that where anybody can find you below. I don't know, Lilana, do you have any other questions that you want to ask Jane? I mean, like, I could sit here and like just talk to Jane all day. So
I know.
I know.
I wish we should just fly to New York and hang out with Jane.
Come on over.
And just like talk about all the self-development. I mean, I love this stuff and chakras and energy work, and it's such a huge part of our lives. And yeah, I'm like you, Jane. I love that you just love to teach people, and sometimes you just need to take a break and just do what you passionately love and not expect anything from it, right? So
well, I'm grateful for the opportunity to reach more people, and it's just without you guys and without people watching, it would just, like I said, it would just be me talking into my phone. So that's not fun, So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
well,
you.
and Jay, like I said, I've known you for a few years now. I'm like, I was trying to remember like exactly when. I'm like, I don't know. When was that summit you had with Jack Canfield? That was
you know what? 3 years ago, 2016.
2016. There we go. Yeah. So, and I mean, you're just fabulous. You're always fabulous. So.
You are.
You're
Gosh.
amazing heart. And
I love everything you do. I just love being around you, and I miss you. We need to chat more often.
I know we do.
Yeah. We're so busy running all these, all these empires.
we like to roll. Hey, girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never sit still long enough. That's for sure.
She never does.
Right. I know.
Yeah, I've known her for 20 some years. She never sits still.
Yeah, it's like, what is she up to now? Like, does she ever sleep? What is going on?
Yeah, no, she doesn't sleep.
I love it. Well, Lana, it was such a pleasure meeting you.
It was nice meeting you too.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you guys so much.
Is there anything else you want to add? I'm sure
I just want to say thanks to everyone watching and for taking the time to watch. And I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I have. And I wish you all so many blessings. So thank you. Thank you
so much. Thank you for your time, and keep us posted when the books are coming out. I'm super excited about it all.
Oh, thank you.
And
I'd be honored.
We'll have to have a chat because about a little bit about our little stuff we have plans in the works. So
I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Yes. Woohoo. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been another episode of SOUL&Social. We will see you again next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.